Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but we just moved locations and we have been super crazy busy. So I was just kind of got my rig set up and moved around in my garage on a temporary setup, and then I started kind of messing with Raven Coin because at my new place my power cost is really low. So I figured why not start playing with some other coins and see how they kind of stack up and like the settings and stuff. So as you can see here, I got 3 rigs moved over. I'll kind of go over some of the overclocks with you guys because it took me a second to kind of figure it out. It's totally different than ETH. So here's my overclocks for 6800. That's actually a really low power overclock. I just don't want to max out one of my power supplies. I actually leave it at 0 and then 1060 and nothing on there, and it's getting like 22. I'm not really happy with the AMD on Raven Coin, but my 3070s are all clocked like this: 0 on the core, 2550 on the MIM, and then 160 on the power limit, and seems to get a full hash rate there. If you leave the power limit at 0, it will go up to like 230 watts or so. And so then I have the next one, it's my 3090 Ti, and I have that set at 450 at 2400, and that gets about 64 mega hash, 65 mega hash. So some of the other clocks that I have in here are just 6600s and 6600 XTs, and my 6600 XTs are 1075 or 1150, which these are the same as ETH. The only thing I did was just zero out the core on the AMD GPUs. I did try messing with the memory on the AMD GPUs to change it from my ETH settings, and it just made everything worse. So I just kind of left it like that. This one I did set a core just because I wanted to limit the power on it, because I'm not trying to stress one of my power supplies. So so that's kind of those clocks. Kind of show you guys my other rig here. Uh, 1660 Super rig. Just depending on the brand of 1660 Super, you got to do your own memory tuning on that. I left those all the same as ETH, so whatever I was getting best on ETH is what I left, and I have a variety. You see 2000, 1900, and pretty much these are just set as high as they'll go without them crashing. But the 1450 is what I ran these at. They will take more. It'll take 15. I did 16, but again, I'm at power supply limit on this rig, so I'm leaving all these at 1450, and I'm getting like 11 and a half out of them, which I'm happy with. Even the 1660 non-super seems to get 11 and a half, so that's pretty sweet. And then my last rig I cut over was this guy, and you have the 3080s in here, and I found that a 280 with whatever memory clock they can handle on ETH was my best, and I'm getting like 48 out of them, 49 almost. 3060 Ti's, 29.5 with that 160. I'm sure you could bump it up to like 30 at 170, but I just left it there. No reason to burn the power. See, this one does 30 at 160. Just depends on the card, I guess. And then RTX A2000s, I'd left all the memory clocks the same, 2200. And I get about 13 out of these guys. These are 12 gigs. And I just turned just 2200. Everything else is just nothing else. So I'll kind of go through one. I'm going to cut over one more rig. My green team here, and it's got a lot of 3070s, 3060 Ti's, 13080, and then these 6600s. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this from mining, and then the first thing I do is I come in here and I zero out all of the clock offsets for both AMD and NVIDIA. So all of those now are set to 0. Then what I do is I take off all the power limits, turn those all to 0. Make sure that if you do this, in this rig I have a massive power supply, so I can do this no problem. Make sure your power supplies can handle this. And then I go and set my flight sheet to Raven with the G minor. And then what I do is I usually open up Shell in the Box. Let me get my stuff real quick. User 1. And then I just go to minor. And I watch it from here. I watch kind of as it goes. And then I also make sure, you know, like all the cards come up and everything dags correctly. And then I also come over here to my PDU and I can watch how many watts it's pulling. So you can see it's pulling like 2200, 2400, some odd watts. We'll let that kind of plane out and we'll see how low we can get that to go. Everything is just passing DAG. So let's see here. Let's see what kind of hash rates we get. Oh man. Okay, so as you can see, let me get over here so the screen doesn't move. As you can see, we're getting like 30 mega hash for the 3070s and 60 Ti's. And then we're getting about 50 for this 3080. Because I have this one kind of tuned up really high on the MIM. So I am going to start setting power limits. So what I'm going to do is, since I know I can do that, going to set the first one at 160. Right, another 3060. Every 3060 Ti is going to be 160. So another 3060 Ti, 160. Another 3060 Ti, 160. Another 3060 Ti, 160. 3070, 160 as well. 3070, 160 as well. And then here's the 3080. I'm going to do 280 on that. And save. So now everything has a power limit. Let's go back to here. And as you can see, that has dropped the power from like 2500 to about 2000. So yeah, we just shaved off about 500 watts. Let's go back and see what the mega hash is. Have we dropped any mega hash? Oh, we're dropping a little bit of mega hash from the 3080, but that's okay. But nothing else. Let's check the live view. Oops. Here it is. So let's see. Everything seems to be pretty happy. It's all lowering on the power, as you can see. So what I will do is I'm going to restart this miner now, just one last time, and we will come back to that. But I'll show you guys kind of how I have everything temporarily shown up or set up in this new location. Really stoked about this place. Came here, got out of California and moved to another location that has super cheap power. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So let me show you guys what that's all about. So here's kind of my new temporary setup. That's one rig, open air rig, and the green rig on the bottom is all LHR cards. And then that's got a white table with all my other rigs stacked up on top of each other. Networks all over the place. Got 3 smart PDUs now. That's how I was checking the wattage on them all. I can dial in each rig and see what wattage each one's pulling. Got my dog block. But yeah, so that's kind of how it's all set up right now. This is super temporary until I get kind of more settled here. Alright, so now that we're back in here, it's just coming back online. Let's kind of see what we got going here. So after a restart, you can see I don't really know what's going on with these AMD cards. Maybe if somebody has a suggestion for these power color 6600s for Raven, let me know. But everything I try seems to make it worse. But as you can see, the 3080 at 280 watts is 49.33. I'm happy with that. The 3070 didn't get affected. The 3060 Ti's didn't really get affected at all by being at 160. And then as you can see back here on my PDU, you can see that this is in fact green team, and it's 2000 watts versus the 2500 or 2400 it was before. It was kind of fluctuating back and forth, but I'd just say that's 2000 watts now, so not too bad. So yeah, if you're looking for some minor Raven overclocks, that's kind of what I'm doing. Just kind of running a few rigs over here just for 24 hours or so, just to get some Raven coin to do some stuff with. So that's how much hash rate I kind of got going. I got 4 rigs going over here, kind of almost a giga hash, and gonna get a couple hundred coins. So I don't know, maybe I'll buy some NFTs or just mess with it. And I don't know, it's cool to kind of get your stuff all ready just in case if the merge comes. I'm not really worried about the merge. I think they're gonna commit suicide by going to proof of stake. I think ETH would be really stupid to do so, but that's just my opinion. But it's nice to power balance, because when I first started this red team up right here, I was like, oh, I got plenty of power on the power supply, which I did. This is a 3600 watt power supply, so it's not like it was struggling. But when I switched it over, it went from pulling like 1600 watts to 2400 watts, and my PDU went from pulling like 1920 watts, or not 1920 watts, 1920 amps to like 26 27 amps. And I don't know how it didn't blow, but it just kind of started warning really bad, like, hey, you're overpowering. So I had to get out that third PDU and rebalance everything and reorganize how I had everything. And then it's really good to actually run these high powered algorithms, because then you can see how your rigs are set up power supply wise. Mine weren't too bad. This rig right here, I only have one card I kind of have to keep down like 2 mega hash lower just to keep it within power spec of everything, but everything else is pretty good. I could squeeze a lot more out of these 1660 supers, but that is a power issue. But I'm pretty happy with that mega hash it's pulling. So yeah, that's kind of my little update, you guys. I know we've been super crazy busy with the move, but it's been totally worth it. So with the ETH being down so much, now it's time to play around and kind of see what other coins are out there and see what other uses they have. So until next time, guys.